And we are back to the channel where we talk about everything US markets, US headlines. And not only do we talk about the markets and the headlines, but we break down some of the companies in the markets and the headlines. And we do that right here on TradingView. So we're not only going to share you what's going on, but we're going to talk to you about how to break them down, how to analyze them. We'll talk about indicators. We'll talk about chart patterns, fundamentals, going to the earnings, going to some of the revenues, the profits, income, stuff like that. But we promise it won't be boring, okay? You're gonna have a good time. So, learning doesn't have to be fun, or learning doesn't have to be boring, it can be fun. So, that's what we got going on. Welcome to the channel. My name is the US from the Midwest, and in the Midwest, there wasn't a whole lot going on regarding the market. So, I basically had to learn a lot of it on my own. I had a infinite for sports, and I loved numbers, and so I took my love for numbers and I took that into engineering. And well, with engineering, it's all graphs, charts, numbers, and zigzags and things like that. So I basically took that interest into the markets. And back then, there wasn't any, information at the click of a button. That was still back when you had to look things up. And so now, these days, it makes it so much easier. So if you're beginning, if you're just starting out, or wherever you are in your journey, there's no easier time than now to get the information, to learn, to grow, to make the strategy that you want. So bear that in mind. If you're someone that's just new and you're looking for some kind of glimmer of positivity, there is that. So welcome, and again, let's get to it. Okay, let's break it down. So some of the big headlines of today, well, we're talking about Meta. One of those is Meta, yes. What's one thing Meta's doing where they're laying off hundreds of jobs over different departments and pouring billions into AI? That's one of them. Also, this is what they're really famous for right now. The jury in Los Angeles just found Meta and YouTube negligent in social media addiction trial. So they were fined, 300, we're assessed at $3 million, with Meta on the hook for 70% and YouTube for 30%, yes. So again, not looking so good in the courtrooms for Meta and YouTube right now. Also, another headline, this is not a script, by the way. I spend copious amounts of time taking notes, making sure I give you some of the best information. Google, there's another one right here. Where is it? Google has a breakthrough, and it's spurring some chip sell-off despite some doubts. For example, what are we talking about here? They have a new technology called turbo quant technology, and basically it allows storage makers to put, for example, that could reduce the amount of memory needed for AI workloads. So again, this technology could reduce the amount of memory needed for AI workloads, and so companies like Micron and SanDisk could be affected by this. Okay, we'll take a look at them too. And that's Google's, what is it? It's a technology called turbo quant. Also, we'll be taking a look at oil as well. Oil, well, we were supposed to have some de-escalation, but apparently that didn't last very long, and now it's back up to escalating again. And so jumped up 2% as Iran rejected the US talks. Another one we'll talk about is FedEx. Why FedEx? Because they launched a same-day delivery with one rail to keep up with the speed of Amazon, Walmart, to boost the speed of their deliveries for one day. Also, NVDA is no stranger to the news. And why are we going to talk about NVIDIA? Because NVIDIA just backed up Reflection AI. Reflection AI is basically, it's a software company, and they're building autonomous coding agents. Now, again, if you are a software engineer, pay attention. This could be interesting because Reflection AI, now being backed by NVIDIA, is trying to build autonomous AI agents where the autonomous building, debugging, and evolving code, you can unlock higher level of automation across coding. We'll talk about that one to come. And for example, right here, we'll also be talking about India, because Revolut, which is a European fintech firm, isn't public yet, but why they have 12,000 people globally, and they're moving 40% of its workforce to be based in India by 2026. Okay, and it's basically they're gonna so India is important for this company as well, which is a $75 billion valuation private company. It was founded in 2015, and it's Europe's leading fintech company with $75 billion valuation. Also, another one we'll talk about is how the gold, the miners, and silver and the miners are being affected right now. As basically right now, as oil is going up, the dollar is getting stronger, and then you have gold retreating basically because it's priced in dollars. Now, will it stay that way? What will happen to it in the future? Well, we'll talk more about that. And for example, looking further on, we have Uber and Pony AI. Uber and Pony AI are partnering up to send. He's definitely. All right, and we have Uber and Pony AI. They're partnering up to start their operations for commercial robo-taxis in Europe, Croatia to name one of them. And also, we'll talk about SMCI. Why SMCI? Because they are being, where is it? Supermicro, yes. Supermicro's shareholders are suing SMCI over accusing it of securities fraud by concealing its dependence on sales to China that violated export laws, leading to criminal smuggling. And the shares dropped because of that. We'll be talking about that. Also, we're going to also talk about why India is so important to Google. Well, India is crucial since most smartphones in that country run on Android, even as Apple's share is steadily growing. For example, in October, Google said it would invest 15 billion over 5 years to set up AI data centers in India's southernmost state, Andhra Pradesh, its biggest ever investment in the world's most populous nation. Yes, so all that's to come. Let's get started. Again, my name is James. Welcome to the channel. If you're, let me know what sectors you're interested in. Let me know what you're thinking about. And if you have a company that you'd like me to analyze, just feel free to drop it in the comments. Yes. So let's go here. So we talked about Meta right here. Meta laying off hundreds of people in different departments. Also, Meta lost their day in court. They were found negligent of social media addiction trial. Let's take a look at them, shall we? Dun dun dun. Two dogs. Let's see. Well, thank you very much. I'll take it. Good stuff. And let's see. I hope whatever you're doing is going well for you. And let me know if you have a ticker or something that you can drop it in the comments. That's it. And here, I'll show you my golden bull too. Here. Let me know if you like the bull better or if you like the bear better. And there, just having some fun here. People don't like the Flintstones, but the people in cool. Good stuff. Hey, good humor is always welcome on this channel. It's a fun channel, yeah. Ken, greetings and welcome. Dun dun dun. Okay, let's go over the first story. Let's take a look here at Meta, just because it's in the headlines. A quick look. We won't spend too much time on it. If there's certain things that you want to look at, if you have certain chart patterns or certain indicators or questions about earnings, etc., you can also feel free to send me a message. That's my WhatsApp. Just send me a WhatsApp if you have specific questions or comments about how to use different indicators or chart patterns, things like that. Yeah. So dun dun dun. Here we go. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. All right. Okay. Now, first thing I'm going to introduce you to really quickly is just the RSI, Relative Strength Index. Here's the 70 line, here's the 30 line. And what does this stuff mean? 70 is the overbought, 30 is the oversold. Basically, it's just a guide because it can go way overbought or way oversold before it ever market corrects and comes down or market corrects and goes back up. But it's just a guide to give you an idea about. Because, for example, that's just the area. And then right here, this is an area that is often called the neutral area. And what does this neutral area mean? Basically, that's where you have a lot of consolidation or continuation. Yes. Dun 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 dun. Bum, bum, bum. Okay, and here we go. So when I talk about consolidation or continuation, right here, here's your right. yeah, invisible ceiling, invisible floor right here. So again, consolidation, continuation, you have your invisible ceiling, invisible floor, or you can call it support and resistance, etc., etc. And you can look here on the MACD, you can see how it correlates with the MACD. It runs very, very parallel right there. And again, that's how that works. Also, for example, just a brief introduction, the MACD, this is the blue line. When the MACD line crosses the signal line going down, you're gonna have a downward price chart, such as the one right here. And then when it, for example, when the MACD crosses going up, the MACD crosses the orange single line going up, you're gonna have an upward pattern right there. Now, that's super simplistic. It's way more complicated than that, of course. And if you have deeper questions about how to use that, just send me a WhatsApp. I'm glad to help you out as far as going more deeper into that. But right now, that's just a brief introduction, okay? So there's that. Right now, Meta is sitting down here at basically at 30. And they're not doing so well, especially in, you can see their chart pattern right now continuing to drop. Also, basically, Meta has been down also 5% this year, along with Microsoft, and Alphabet actually is up 73% on the year. Meta is also offering some of its best talent stock options now to try to not only keep good talent, but also to attract good talent. So a little update about them. Now let's see a couple quick, that's the RSI. I'm gonna show you a couple quick chart patterns and then we'll move on here. So real quickly, here's one that jumps out at me really fast. Dun, dun, dun. Here's your head, here's your left side, here's your right side, and here's your head, left shoulder, right shoulder, and neckline right there. And then as you can see, it breaks out just a little bit before it starts to continue right there. And dun, dun, dun. Okay, here we go. Bum, bum, bum. All right. Oh, and also the head and shoulders goes the other way too, because you have the reverse head and shoulders to take it back up. So a lot of times you have the head and shoulders to bring it down, and then the reverse to flip it back the other way like this. Here's your reverse head, here's your left shoulder, here's your right shoulder, here's your neckline. And then you can see right here, when it breaks the neckline going up, that's the breakout, okay? Not a big breakout, but it is some, all right? And we'll keep moving here, right here. Right here, yes. So some charts have a lot of head and shoulders, some charts have a lot of double tops and double bottoms. I'll introduce you to those in the future as it's coming, but right now you see a lot of double tops, or a lot of head and shoulders. Here's another one right here. Here's your head, left shoulder, right shoulder, neckline with the breakout to go down, right? So there's that, and dun dun dun. Now I'll give you some, oh, here's one I can show you really quick. Here's a good example of a double bottom. You can see that, bang, it comes down to the same point, comes down, tries to go back up, and then comes down to the same point and bottoms out, and that's when the sellers lose momentum and the buyers take over, bang, right there. So there's that, that's a good example right there, and you can see it go up. Okay, I'll do this one and then we'll move on. Right here, you can see here's a very good head, left shoulder, right shoulder, a very good clean neckline. And then let me show you this, it breaks out right here. Yeah, again, sometimes you have to zoom in, zoom out, change the timing. By the way, my timing is on 1 day, and you can also change the settings on the graph to make them jump out better, but that's your head and shoulders. Now let's go back over here. Dun dun dun, I'll talk to you about this one right here. Right here, dun dun dun. And okay, so if you see right now, there's not much price action right here. You see that? So right here, the trade volume is down. There's less trade volume because there's less price action. When there's more price action, there's more trade volume right there, as you can see. Mad G, welcome. Everything U.S. markets, U.S. headlines. Dun dun dun. Bum, bum. Okay, are we at the bottom? It needs some months to spike. Or is the bear market in a full swing? Ben, a good question. I like it. For example, it depends on what sector you're in and what you're looking at. Is there a company that you're looking at? If there's a ticker that you want, just drop it in the comments. Ahmad Ali, welcome, hello. But yeah, Ben, it just totally depends on what you're looking at, okay? or if it's something it's easier to talk about privately, here's my WhatsApp behind me. Just send me a WhatsApp. Let me know kind of what sector you're in and what you're looking at. We can talk more directly that way. Again, this is an educational channel, so there's not a whole lot I can say specifically besides the details here. Otherwise, the algorithm will just ding me and restrict the channel. So I was looking at technology specifically. Okay, got it. Okay, I can, for example, let me do that. What I can do here. Yeah, what I can do is I can just break that down here and I can share, hold on, let me refresh this. I can share some of the information on TradingView with you. And then if you have more specific questions, you can just send me a message. But yeah, it all just depends on, there's always the one side of the coin and the other side of the coin. So it always just depends on many different factors. There's, when something's in the bull market, something else is in the bear market. So it's the yin and the yang, basically. Here we go. Let me do this. Okay, so looking specifically at your question here, right now the first thing I see, your RSI right down here, it was at 30 and it just corrected a little bit to 34 basically. And then right here, let me show you this. Basically, let me zoom out of this. Okay, here, just to give you right now what chart pattern you're looking at. Here's your head, here's your left shoulder, here's your right shoulder, here's your neckline. So you can see from this chart pattern, bang, it's doing actually what it's supposed to with this chart pattern. It's going down. You see how it breaks the neckline right there? And even though it is market corrected right here on the RSI, I would watch for that. And right now, as you see, since there's less price action, bang, right here, there's less trading volume right there, okay? I was looking at, got it. So here you go, Ben, let's see, let me get you some more patterns here. Okay, oh yeah, here we go. So okay, this chart looks like it's got a lot of head and shoulders. Again, this is not a shampoo commercial. I don't give the names, that's just how it works. But here, if you look right here, again, here's your head, left shoulder, right shoulder, the pattern, it keeps breaking it down, moving it down. And we at the bottom, well, for example, if you look at the RSI, again, it's already corrected. And again, that's why they call it the 30 line, because the 30 is where you start thinking about a correction to go up. What that catalyst will be, nobody knows, but that's oftentimes what happens. Now here again, let me just show you a couple more patterns before I finish up on this. Zoom in, zoom out, you'll be able to see them differently. Here's a good one, like right here. Again, there's a lot of head and shoulders on this one. Here's the head, here's the left, here's the right, and here's the neckline to go down. And it's also, they go in reverse too. And here we go. Here's the reverse. That's the reverse head, left and the right, and they share the same shoulder on that one, okay? So you got one right here that breaks it out and goes up, and another one that breaks it out and goes down right there. So just like you have the double top that'll bring it down, you have the double bottom that'll bring it up, you have the head and shoulders to bring it down, and the reverse head and shoulders to put it back up. Ben, no worries, glad to help. Again, I'll go through some of the earnings and the fundamentals here. But again, if you have more specific questions, either in that sector or with that company, again, feel free to send me a WhatsApp. Glad to help out. There we go. Volume right now. Let me go back over here to the beginning. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, like I said, right now you're looking at a downward chart pattern, and the trading volume is very low. Only 1 million trading volume right now. Market cap is at 99.7 billion. And if we go here, Dan, greetings, welcome to the channel, JW. Everything U.S. markets, U.S. headlines. Mina, hello. All right, so we're looking at right quarterly here, Q1, Q4, and Q3. As you can see, the blue part is actually the earnings that is recorded. The gray part is what the Wall Street expected, so it beat the Wall Street's expectations every quarter. Annually, 2025, yes, it beat it. 2024, yes, it beat it. And 2023, yes, it beat it. So to summarize, the last 3 years, let's see, Fredward, greetings, hello. Welcome. Let's see. Thank you for all the likes. I'm not the algorithm expert, but I've heard it. I've heard it helps the channel, so thank you very much. Bum bum bum. Thank you. And yeah, so okay, so earnings wise, so for this company, it beat all the Wall Street's expectations last 3 years. And then right here, how does it correlate with the profits, revenues, and earnings? Well, in this case, again, this is not always the case, but in this case, it's sport me please, and thank you. I like your smile. Thank you very much, sport me please. What about the tie? You like the tie? Huh? Yeah, let me know. Anyway, let's see. Good stuff. Good stuff. Nazir, greetings and welcome. No. Oh, okay. Well, at least you. 1 out of 2 is not bad, right? Okay. Thanks for the humor. Okay, so on this one, last 3 years, the revenue, profit, income, it all corresponds. Okay, I'll take it. Thank you very much. Okay, so they don't always correspond with the earnings report. This one had a very good earnings report last 3 years. In this case, the revenue, profit, and income did correspond. So Ben, again, hopefully that information is helpful. If you want more specific, feel free to send me a message. Let's move on here. We were talking about Meta. Let's go here to some of the yes, I do. That's my support me please. That's my for example, if you have a question or comment about something I'm talking about, the indicators or the earnings, or if there's a ticker you want me to look up, you can also send me a message on the WhatsApp. That's fine too. Yeah, that's what that's for. So here we go. Meta volume wise, right now it's again the volume is down because Meta is down. It's at 4.7 million. Market cap is at 1.45 trillion. And then we go here to earnings. And let's see. Yeah, there we go. Quarterly right here. Q4, Q3, Q2. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, last 3 quarters beat the expectations except for Q3 annually. Okay, cool. I appreciate the dialogue and the subtle humor. Right here annually, Meta is beating 2025, yes, and 2024, yes, 2023, yes. Okay, to summarize, Meta last 3 years, the earnings, yes, it beat Wall Street's expectations, all positive, and statements. How does it reflect? Let's see here. Last 3 years, you got the revenue, the gross profit, income. All the last 3 years correspond very well with the earnings expectations, except for 2025 had negative net income. Otherwise, it all correlates well, and it doesn't always do that. That's why I say look at all the details and make sure. Gigi, welcome. Jace, greetings and welcome to the channel. We're talking everything U.S. markets, U.S. headlines. We're also going to get into some of the precious metals. We're going to get into the miners as well. We'll also talk about some of the updates about Uber, NVDA, and Google's brand new technology, Turbo Quant, and how it's affecting memory companies. And Okay, here we go. Let's see. Okay, again, this is an educational channel. Let's see. So this is not a sales channel. So everyone can just breathe a sigh of relief. Again, this is basically just to give you information. So if you have questions or comments, feel free to ask. Let's see. The PCO. Again, if you have specific questions about that, I can give you some information that might give you a guide. Just send me a message. That's my WhatsApp right behind me. But on the live stream, I just give out information and details and share with you some of the breakdown on TradingView. But again, you can send me a WhatsApp and I'll give you more information. Let me know kind of what sectors you're looking at or what different things you're interested in. That way we can kind of be more specific, okay? So there's that, yeah. And so there's Meta, and let's go back to, Meta. Also, let's talk about, for example, we're gonna do Corning, because Corning is also big in the news right now. Why is Corning big in the news? The Corning Incorporated shares were experiencing a significant rally, surging over 60% year to date. and over 200% in the last year. The spike was driven by a massive AI-driven demand for its fiber optic products, a major $6 billion agreement with Meta, and positive analyst upgrades. So that's a little bit about what's going on with Corning right now. But here we are. This is Corning. I thought I would show them to you because they don't get a lot of attention, but they are doing some interesting things right now. Okay. Okay. Great. Cool. Thanks. Yep. No problem. And here we go. Okay. A little bit about Corning. If you're not familiar, Corning engages in the provision of glass for notebook computers, flat panel desktop monitors, display televisions, and other information display applications, carrier network, and enterprise network products for telecommunications. So that's Corning. And let's see, KSIM, greetings and welcome. Dalboy, hello. All right, Corning right now, let's see, let me give you an update about the RSI. Here's the RSI sitting here, 54, super neutral. And it's been that way, as you can see right here, I'll circle that. It's almost consolidating right now, and you can kind of see that reflective here in the MACD, how it's running parallel right there. Same thing, look at the price chart right here. Basically, you have, again, you have the support for sure, and you have like a hidden ceiling. Basically, that's the resistance. You can call it consolidation, continuation, and you see that right here in the RSI as well, okay? And you can see how the MACD is handling that. Now let's move on again. Let's see. Dave Zoom, I poof stock. I'm not quite sure what you mean. Is that, are you asking me for a ticker, or is that I'm not quite sure. If you have a ticker, let me know. Let's see, here we go. And here, Corning. Oh yeah, for example, right here you can see it. Let's see. Lavish, greetings and welcome. This is everything U.S. markets and U.S. headlines. This is an educational channel. I'm breaking down, analyzing different companies on TradingView. If you have a question or comment, let me know. Or if you have, for example, if there's a ticker you want me to look at on TradingView here, feel free to ask. Right here, and here's the left side, here's the right side. Or if you have specific questions about any of the indicators or how to use them, feel free to ask as well. But again, here's Corning on TradingView. Here's your head and shoulders right there. And as you can see, this head and shoulders doesn't break out. Again, not all the chart patterns break out. And all right, there's that. Let's go down here. Let's hunt up some more. Zoom this out. You can see how the chart patterns emerge when you change the timing, change the settings, just like that, and zoom out and zoom in. There we go. Isn't this fun? All right. Okay, here. Again, you see, and when you zoom out, zoom in, change the timing. Here's your reverse head, left shoulder, right shoulder, kind of diagonal neckline, and then right over here. Lavish. Oh yes, I'm a gold and silver bug too. I'm glad you brought that up. We will get into that. No problem. Let's do it. Yes, especially what's going on with oil right now and how it's affecting the value of the dollar. It's affecting gold and silver a lot. I know what you mean. And let's see. Are you looking more at the mining stocks? Or are you looking more at the physical metal? What's capturing your interest mostly? Here's your reverse head, left shoulder, right shoulder, and this chart pattern keeps it breaking out, going up. That's what it's supposed to do right there. Jason, greetings, hello, welcome. Stephen, everything U.S. markets, U.S. headlines. If you have a question or a comment about a indicator chart pattern or what I'm looking at, feel free to send me a message. That's my WhatsApp, and I'll be sure to get back to you. Dave, is gold, well, is it still high? For the year, yes. I think the physical metal, I'm a jeweler. Okay, great. Cool. Right now, the physical metal, as you can tell, is getting knocked down. What is it? The last price I saw, maybe it's been updated. You can tell me if it's been updated, but I saw gold at 4438 and silver at 68.59. So, you know, what was it back in January when silver was 120 and I forget what was, gold was already at 5,500 or something. And then, you know, anyway, so yeah, we'll look at some of the mining stocks as well to show you how basically the physical metal also correlates with the miners too. So anyway, looks like the retirement. Do you think they will survive this year? Changing their health habits. I don't think they will be able to pivot. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, thanks for the dialogue and the insights, everyone. Again, this is kind of a positive community where everyone should feel free to share what they're thinking, what they're doing, and we keep it positive and friendly. So yeah, good stuff. Okay, here's another one. If you're looking at the price chart here, just for a little chart pattern right here, here's your reverse left shoulder, right shoulder neckline, and then right here, this is your reverse head. And again, it breaks out again, but these are hard to see unless you change the timing, you zoom in, you zoom out, etc., etc. So yeah, you kind of have to have, you know, a creative eye and be able to, like, for example, this one too. Anyway, yeah, you get the idea. If you have more questions about these chart patterns, just shoot me a WhatsApp and I'll get back to you, because there's many more. I'm just breaking a few of these down here. And this is, if you're wondering what you're looking at, this is Corning, because it's yeah, right now Corning is up 60% year to date and 200% over the last year, and this one doesn't get much attention, so I just thought I would show it. And you can see it just did market correct right there. Market corrected, and right now there's not much price action. So you see the trade volume is down right there. Hello, Tom. Ganya, hello. Ajix, greetings. Suk, welcome. Everything U.S. markets, U.S. headlines. We're going to get into some precious metals soon, and also some of the mining stocks as well. All right, here we go. Okay, so volume is at 3.1 million. Market cap is at 120 billion. And right now, earnings, dun. All right, let's rock and roll. Quarterly, Q4, Q3, Q2, bang. So all these are quarterly beating the expectations. Annually, 25 equaled it, 2024 beat it, 2023 equaled it. So the last 3 years for Corning either equaled or beat the expectations. Now, again, just because you have good earnings doesn't mean you're going to have great profits or revenue. So let's see how it goes. Do a kick. Do a kick. Stupid ELS fan. Yeah. Here we go. Okay. Here let's see. Okay. Again, looking at this, Corning. Even though, 2023. Let me show you this. So 2023, even though 2023 equaled the revenue earnings expectations, you can see right here 2023 was terrible for revenue, profit, and income. So that's what I mean. Just because you have a good earnings report doesn't mean it's going to equate to revenue and profit. So again, look at everything. And 2025, however, was a good year. Let me show you the earnings on that one again. So 2025, it equaled the expectations on the earnings. And then again, 2025 was great for revenue and profit. However, 2023 was not. Again, always look at all the information at hand. JW, greetings, hello. And that was Corning, because Corning is doing interesting things in the market. Also, let's now talk about Google. Why Google? Because they just got this. Wait, before we do Google, let's go into some of the mining stocks right now, because we had some questions about the metals. Yes, dun. Again, we talked about, what is it? Gold is at 4438 thereabouts, and silver is at 68.59. So one of the let's do Hecla, just to kind of show you some of that. Let's see, where was it? I think it's you lavish the estimate. Yeah. Good. Hecla, for example, as you can see right now. Let me break this down a little bit. For you, Lavish, here we go. Thank you for the interest in the metals. It's something I also enjoy doing as well. Here we go. As you can see, Hecla, as you zoom in and change the timing of this, Hecla, you know, it's been a, like I said, there's that nice hockey stick going up, and then, let's see, where was it? This is probably, yeah, January. Remember January? Bang, it all just drops. So there's that. And in this case, here's the chart pattern. Look at this right here. How did it drop? Well, I'll show you. Here's your head, and then here's your left shoulder. Here's your right shoulder, and then there's your neckline, and then you see it just drop like a Head and Shoulders is supposed to do. And then right over here, yeah, as you can see right here, the RSI also continues to go down slowly, and here you are, RSI sitting here at 38, but it just rebounded from going down to 32. Again, a small rebound, as you can see, that correlates with the price chart, because, you know, again, this the metals fluctuate right now with what's going on in Iran. If there's de-escalation, the metals will go up, and when there's more escalation, the metals go down. And when the metals go down, also you can see how it directly affects the mining stocks. Yeah. So Disco, hello, greetings and welcome, Sarah. We're talking about the mining stocks right now. So notice the correlation between what's going on every day with the escalation, de-escalation, the oil price, and then the miners and the metal price, okay? And you see right now there's very little trade volume because there's less price action. And then over here, you saw more trade volume because there's more price action up here. And let me see, just to give you a couple of these. Okay, now, again, some of the chart patterns that made this chart go up. You can see, let's see. Yeah, glad you're interested, Lavish. Again, if you have more things that you're curious about that I don't touch on, feel free to send me a message, and we can talk more directly about that. But here you go. Here's your reverse Head and Shoulders right here. And again, this pattern keeps the chart going up. There's that. And then also, yeah, there. Again, adjust the timing. You'll see more patterns come out here. That's enough on patterns right now. Probably we can, yeah. There's some charts have more double tops and double bottoms. Some charts have more Head and Shoulders. It all just depends. But here you go. Yeah, let's move on. That's an idea about Hecla. Now I just want to show you, just to give you an idea, Hecla is not the only one. If you go to like Freeport McMoran is another big one too, Lavish. Yeah, let's see. Andrew, greetings, welcome. Epic, hello, welcome to the channel. Demon Boy, everything U.S. markets, U.S. headlines, breaking it down, making it fun, and we're breaking it down in TradingView if you're watching from home. And here is Freeport McMoran, because we're also talking about the precious metals. And here we go. Right now, this one is sitting here very neutral at 44, and you can see how this price, again, look at this one, similar to Hecla. It comes down, it does a little bit of a market correct on a couple days of possible de-escalation, and then, you know, it fluctuates the same way. And right now the trade volume is down, etc. And also this one, interestingly enough, you can kind of see there's also a head here. Here's your shoulders, and this is your neckline, and this also was a kind of a Head and Shoulders to bring it down. It goes down if when we are back into the peace mode, you think as a chance of going up, or too hard to tell us that. Actually, a very good question. I like that, and I'm on your wavelength because I think it just depends on what kind of conflict. Because, for example, you know, there's economic conflict. There's also like banking conflict. There's also currency conflict. Different things. So, for example, because the dollar is also tied to oil, it's the petrodollar. So when oil changes, that changes the value of the dollar. And so because metals are priced in dollars, that has a direct correlation. That's not the only reason, of course, but that's just one of them. Yes. So again, there's many different factors, but that could be one of them easily. So I do share your same sentiment, but because the current conflict directly involves oil and things like that, it's affecting the metals differently. Again, I like what you're saying, and I'm right there with you. I can't say too much more than that on the live stream because it'll it'll take it. The algorithm will interpret it as recommendations or something. But yeah, send me a message and we can talk more directly. Yeah, no problem. Thanks for the dialogue too. Yeah. All right. And let's see. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah. Here we go. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Let's do a little bit. We're looking at Freeport-McMoRan because we have a lot of interest in the metals right now. And let's see. Dun, dun, dun. Lily, hello, hello. Hanuk, greetings. And Waz, hello. Welcome, welcome. We're looking at Freeport-McMoRan. Here's a couple of, let's see. Yeah. Let's go on. Yeah, let's go on here. Let's see. Volume right now, as you can see, the volume is down. 3.18 million. Market cap is at 80.3 billion. Earnings wise, let's see. Dun dun dun. Okay. Bum, bum, bum. It's Dave Zoom. Got it. Yes. And quarterly right here. Okay, quarterly, Freeport-McMoRan is all up for quarterly, annually. Let's see, dun, dun, dun. The last 3 years, yes, annually, the last 3 years, Freeport annually beat all the expectations as well. Now, does that correlate for the revenue, the profit, and income? Let's find out, okay? So here we go. As you can see, the only year that did well for Freeport-McMoRan was 2024. And what was the earnings on 2024? If you go right here, 2024, it beat it, beat the earnings expectations, but 2023 also beat it, and 2025 also beat it. So again, that's why I say the earnings is not the whole story. Martha, hello, hello, Eddie. Fishy Fingers, love that name, it's cool. Mark, greetings and welcome to the channel. Everything US markets and US headlines. Again, this is not a sales channel, so everybody can relax. If you have a question about a ticker or a particular sector or what I'm doing here on TradingView, feel free to send me a WhatsApp and ask questions also. So here we go. Earnings. It's interesting that this, the only year that was really good for revenue and profit was 2024. So bear that in mind. The other 2023 and 2025 had terrible revenue, profit, and income. So that's Freeport-McMoRan. Let's see. Tremendous Ted. Love that name. No. But thanks for asking. Okay. Freeport. So that's some of the metals right now. And thank you for asking about the metals. And let's go also here. We talked about, where is it? Yeah, Google, because they got their turbo quant technology. It could limit this turbo quant technology from Google. Apparently it can limit the amount of memory required to run large language models by at least a factor of 6, reducing overall cost of training AI. So this has spurred some caution in the memory sector, such as like Micron and SanDisk. They both are probably feeling losses from the update, and we can check them out as well. But again, this could be positive for hyperscalers because given the return on investment, it might also be good for memory makers as well, because if the cost gets lowered, that might lead to more adoption. So let's see how this works out. Okay, so let's go here to first thing. Again, Google's got the new technology called Turbo Quant. Let's take a look here at Google. Google, what's up? What's up? Okay, so here we go. I'm looking at Google right here. Okay, adjust this. Okay. Now looking at Google, even it doesn't look so positive, but it could very well be. Your RSI is down here at 30, and you can see that the chart is going down right here. The trading volume is super down, but let's adjust this chart a little bit and then go right over here. Hold on one second. You can see, sorry about that. Okay, and you can see it's been going up pretty well. Bang, look at this, and right there. And then if we adjust this back, let's see. uh, greetings, welcome. I see, tremendous Ted. I subbed. Okay. Tadi, hello, welcome. Let's see. Okay, so here it's been going up, and then here it finally does some market corrections, as you can see. And again, one of the market correction chart patterns you can see right here, zoom in, zoom out, is you've got, for example, the reverse head right here, left shoulder, right shoulder. Here's the neckline, and then right here, bang, that's the breakout. And then over here is your head and left shoulder, right shoulder. There's your neckline, and you can see that does break out and go down. So for Alphabet, you can see some of those chart patterns that cause it to go down. And let me zoom this out a little bit, right here. Yeah, so, okay, why is it going down right now? There's a tiny little, if you see this one, tiny little double top right here. You see that double top right there? The buyers can't keep the momentum and the sellers take over, bang, it goes down right there, okay? And then that's enough basically for chart patterns on Google. Again, here's one that keeps the chart pattern going up. I'll circle it right here for you. Here's your double bottom right here, double bottom, and then bang, it goes up. So again, that's one chart pattern that keeps the chart going up, is that double bottom that does what it's supposed to do. Yes. Okay, here we go, and right here. Yeah, okay, that's enough on them. If you have more questions on Google or how to use these indicators or things I'm looking at, feel free to send me a WhatsApp right there. That's my, you can contact me there. I know I'm going through this fast, so it's okay. Again, volume right now, trading volume is down right here. It's at 5.7 million. Market cap is at 3.4 trillion. Let's go here to the earnings. Again, right here, earnings quarterly. As you can see, Q4, Q3, Q2, all beat quarterly expectations. Again, why do you care about earnings? Well, basically because when you beat the earnings report from, or the earnings expectations from Wall Street, that can also look good for the company. It looks like it's stronger, full of vitality, and doing what it's supposed to do. So that can actually increase investors. It can increase, stock price, things like that. But it also depends on, there's other things besides the earnings. It depends on your revenue, depends on your forecast, etc. This is just one of the pieces of the pie. So again, go through it all. But that's part of the reason why, your earnings lets people know how your company is doing in certain regards. So 2025, 2024, and 2023, yes. See all three of the blue bars, which is what they recorded in the earnings, is higher than their gray bars expectations right there. So yeah, year over year, which is usually what people look at, is definitely looking good. Statements wise, does it correlate? In this case, it does. Again, I just showed you another example before how it doesn't correlate. That's why you always look at it. But here, so the last 3 years, total revenue, gross profit, operating income, net income for the last 3 years was all green, all looking good. Just like if you go here to their, for example, right here on the earnings, you can see the blue part, it's all looking good there. And okay, so that's again, that's the update about Google's turbo quant right there. We talked about Meta, we talked about oil. Now we go to FedEx. Why FedEx? Because FedEx is also in a race with Amazon and Walmart to keep their delivery speeds up. FedEx just launched same-day delivery using the company called OneRail. Soda drinker. I love that name. A cool name. And your subtle humor is appreciated also. Yeah, man. Thanks for the humor, and welcome to the channel. If you do have a question about the U.S. markets or some particular ticker, feel free to drop it in the comments. Bucky for life. Falling down. What? I don't get the question. What's falling down? Or is it some kind of a joke? Let me know. Okay, here we go. So FedEx is working with OneRail to keep their same-day, to launch their same-day delivery options to stay competitive with Amazon and Walmart. So let's take a look here at FedEx. In case you're wondering, FedEx, the OneRail company, it's a last-mile delivery software company that uses AI to optimize delivery, routing, and tracking for retailers, deliveries, and covers 99% of the US. 12 million deliveries, 12 million delivery drivers, and provides 80,000 30-minute or less deliveries per day. Again, this is not this is not a script. These are my notes. I take copious amounts every day, trying to bring you the best. And yeah, here we go. FedEx. Dun, dun, dun. Bum, bum, bum. Here is FedEx. Dun, dun, dun. FedEx. Okay. All right. And right here, okay. First thing I see is the RSI, and let me adjust this, bring this to the okay. Okay, so looking right here, bum, 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 you see the RSI is pretty neutral. It doesn't go out of that, you know, it's the lowest it goes is about 40. And so again, what do you see up here? Except for this one right here, it's basically pretty neutral here. Just as, but again, examples of consolidation, continuation, etc. And you see the hidden the resistance or the floor, the ceiling or the support, and then look at how the MACD reacts as well. Very, very parallel. Now FedEx right now is very, very neutral, but let's look at the price chart. Let's spread this out a bit right there. Again, change the timing, change the angles, you'll see different charts appear or different patterns appear. Here's again, you have the double top right there, double top, and then right here you have the double bottom. Bang, double top, double bottom. So it corrects, the market corrects with the double top, and then actually it keeps the chart going up with the double bottom. Yes, and dun dun dun. Here we are, and okay, and then up here, when you see this chart pattern, if you zoom out like I just did, here's your head, here's your left shoulder, right shoulder, and this one doesn't, you know, as you can tell, it doesn't break out much, but there is the neckline breakout right there. Yes, so there's that, and bum, bum, bum. Okay, and then again, zoom here, adjust this. Yes, there we go, and you'll see more patterns. Again, what are some of the patterns here that keep it going up? Again, right here, these are not double bottoms. Here's your reverse head, here's your reverse head, diagonal necklines, and reverse head and shoulders keep it going up like that. Boom. And if you have more questions about any of these chart patterns, also again, that's my WhatsApp number. Just feel free to send me a message and ask me about more chart patterns or ask me about the indicators. No problem, all good. And let's see, again, it takes sometimes a creative eye. It's not always easy. Hold on, let me again, how did I, okay. But yeah, these are some fun chart patterns. Zoom in, zoom out, change the timing. You'll see them appear before your eyes. Okay, there's that. Now look right here. You see right here, it goes to the same, right here, about the same top. It goes to the same point right there, right? You see that point? So basically that's your double top, because it comes up, hits it, and then it loses momentum, comes down, tries again, the buyers lose momentum, and bang, the sellers take over, okay? And the double tops, double bottoms, they also have their neckline. And if you want more information on that, just ask me. Oh, here's a good one. Really breaks out, forms nicely. Okay, I'm glad I saw this for you. Here's a really nice example. Very easy to see, right? There's your left shoulder, there's your head, right shoulder, and then dun dun dun, bang. And this one has a good breakout from the neckline right there. Okay, you can see that. So anyway, there's that. Hopefully, if you're interested in chart patterns, hopefully that's a good start for you. And again, you can always ask me for more. Or if you're on TradingView and you're having trouble finding some of these patterns or adjusting your charts to make them show up, you can also ask about that. No problem at all. Dun, dun, dun. What? Why? I love that name. Welcome, welcome. And dun, dun, dun. Okay. Again, on FedEx right now, you'll see it's a pretty neutral chart pattern consolidating. The trade volume right now reflects what's happening in the price action. Very little price action, very little trade volume, and super neutral RSI right now. And you're looking at a volume right now of 227,000. Market cap at 84 billion, and earnings right here. Okay, quarterly, again, oftentimes you're looking more of annually. but it depends on your strategy, I suppose. Sonia, hello. Quarterly, again, you see the blue bars, those are the recorded earnings. They beat all the expectations. The expectations are the gray ones. And so annually though, 2024, 2023, and 2022. Yes, so last 3 years, you can summarize year over year, last 3 years, all beat the earnings expectations. So in this case, how does FedEx earnings reports correlate with their profits and revenues? Let's check it out. Here we go. Oh my God. Okay, so in this case, it's not the same as you can tell. Here we go. Annually, we're breaking down FedEx on TradingView right now. For those of you watching, everything U.S. markets, U.S. headlines, and as you can see, there's a lot of red here. So just because they beat the earnings doesn't mean they had good revenue. Let's see. It's estimated to grow. Okay. Let's see. Studio Few would buy OSIS. Let's see. Okay. OSIS. Oh, here we go. OSIS systems. Tell you what, Studio, I'll break that down for you here on TradingView in just a moment. Thanks for bringing that up. Yeah, 1 second here. Let me finish FedEx and I'll break that one down for you. Xander, greetings and welcome. Okay, again, right here, even though FedEx had great earnings reports in 2022, it was all negative, all red, except for the net income. In 2023, the revenue and the gross profit was negative. In 2024, they had negative operating income and negative net income. So again, look at all the different details. And okay, that's FedEx. Some people look at the forecast. I do not. But if you do want the forecast, there it is. That's where to find it. But again, I think that's more for just entertainment purposes. But let's see. It's my retirement. Okay, cool. Studio Few. Let's check that out. Right here. Okay, let me adjust this. Bring this down. Okay. OSIS systems. Here we go. Engages in the design and manufacture of specialized electronic systems and components for critical applications. It operates through the security, optoelectrics, and manufacturing, healthcare, and corporate and eliminations. Interesting, cool. Thanks for bringing this up. And let's look right here. Okay, first thing I noticed right here, very neutral RSI. In fact, let's spread this out. It's been neutral here for about, yeah, since about, yeah, it's still 55 down to about 42. Yes, ever since about March 4th to March 20th, almost the whole month here, it's been neutral. And you can kind of see how the MACD kind of correlates with that. And then right here, you can see how the MACD crosses the indicator line to correlate with the price change as well. Yeah, and let's see, let me give you some, yeah, right now, because there's not a whole lot of price action here, the trade volume is down, as you can see right there, price action, trade volume. And Madalena, greetings and welcome. Let's see, we're breaking down OSI systems right now. And let me adjust this chart so I can see a few more things. Okay, this one looks like it's got a lot of head and shoulders and reverse head and shoulders. Just see them jumping out. That's 40 million. Okay, let's see. 1 inch wonder. Cool name. Let's see. Okay, here, just to show you right here, 1 inch wonder. Here's your head, left shoulder, right shoulder. Good to have a sense of humor on here. I like you guys. And again, that's your head and shoulders, and it gets reversed by the reverse head and shoulders sharing the same neckline right there. As you can see that, I don't know if you can see it, but my green crayon, hopefully it shows up a little bit. And then let's see, give you some more. Yes, a lot of head and shoulders on here. It's hard to see them sometimes, and they're oftentimes like this one. It's got a diagonal. Here's your diagonal neckline. Yes, they can be diagonal. Here's your reverse right there. And if you're having trouble seeing these at home, or having trouble setting up your timing or something so that you can see them, let me know. Send me a message and I can explain how to do that. Here, again, here's one where you have the double top. Right here, again, they go up to the same point. Right there, the same point. And the buyers lose momentum and the sellers take over right there. Sorry, just a minute. And then right here. Okay. Oh, here's one that jumps out pretty easily. If you're enjoying the chart patterns, let me know. Put a smiley face in the comments if you're enjoying this, or if you're not, that's okay too. But yeah, lots of head and shoulders. Okay, that's enough on this one. Let's go back here. I'll go over the fundamentals with you. Thanks for asking about this. This is kind of interesting. And okay, again, the trade volume right now is down because there's not much price action. Volume is at 69,000. Market cap is at 4.5 billion. And right here, let's go to the earnings. Okay, quarterly, as you can see, the blue bars are the actual earnings and the gray is the expectations. Yeah, the blue bars last 3 quarters beat expectations annually. For OSI systems, 2025 beat it, 2024 beat it, 2023 beat it. So to summarize here, the last 3 years for OSI systems beat the annual earnings reports. Now, how does that correlate with revenue, profits, and income? Actually, it correlates pretty well. 2023 is the only one that had negative income. Let's see, what did 2023 look like? 2023, it's still, okay, again, it still beat the earnings expectations, but for some reason 2023 didn't have good income. Again, but 2024 and 2025, the revenue, the gross profits, income, etc., it was all green all the way down. But yeah, interesting. Thanks very much for sharing, and I hope it serves you well for your retirement, Studio Fire. So okay, OSI. Now let's go to oh yeah, we're gonna talk about NVIDIA too. Why are we talking about NVIDIA? I know it seems like they're in the news a lot, but for example, Pete Maynard, hello. If you have any NVIDIA fans out there, this is NVIDIA coming right up. NVIDIA just backed this company called Reflection AI, and this company is eyeing a $25 billion valuation according to the Wall Street Journal. Now let's see. Reflection AI is an AI startup focused on building autonomous coding agents and ultimately super intelligent autonomous systems. And their thesis, okay, just check this out. Basically, they're working on autonomous coding agents that will just basically build code, you know, as they see fit, and keep making it better and better. So if you're a software engineer, this might be worth a listen. Because if you're a software engineer, what are you going to do when there's autonomous coding agents? The thesis of the company is software is not the root node. Note the software joke there. The root node of the problem. If you automate building and debugging and evolving code, it's going to evolve and get better and better. You unlock higher level automation across many domains. Yes, and according to the company, they believe that solving autonomous coding will enable superintelligence more broadly. And well, that all sounds interesting and good, yes. But if you're a software engineer, well, what are you going to do when these guys are doing all the work for you? I'm not sure. But if anybody has any thoughts about that, feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. But that's NVIDIA backing up this company with a $25 billion valuation. So let's take a look. That's Reflection AI, by the way, in case you're wondering. Let's look at NVIDIA here. All right, here we go. NVIDIA. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. Let's see. Okay, let me adjust this a little bit. All right. Here we go. Right here. Okay. Okay. Now, one of the first things I noticed about NVIDIA, again, they have a. Let me circle this for you. Very, very neutral RSI. It only comes down there to about 37, which is still pretty neutral, especially since the market corrects and comes back up right there to 46. At the moment, it's at 41, which is still pretty neutral. Again, we talked about between 45 and 55, but still 41 is pretty neutral. Dun, 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 Studio Fire, $20 drop over a month. Okay, got it. Yeah. Dun, dun, dun. Let's see. Let me. Okay, here we go. And also, you'll notice in the MACD, you have a similar correlation there, running parallel. And let me see. Right here, again, you see the trade volume is very much down right there. XOX, hello, greetings. Pug, Banpan, greetings and welcome to the show. Everything US markets and US headlines. We're looking at NVIDIA right now because NVIDIA just backed up Reflection AI. And okay, if you zoom in, zoom out, you'll see this looks like, here we go. Yeah, this is a strange one, but again, you can kind of see a strange, there's your head, left side, right side, here's your neckline, and then right there, so it does go down a little bit, and okay, right here, okay, let's adjust this so I can see things better. Again, if you can't see the pattern, just keep adjusting it till it does pop out at you. Like right here, here's your double bottom right here, right there. So there's your double bottom. It comes down and bang, tries to come up again, and then bang, the sellers lose momentum and the buyers take over. There's your double bottom. And again, a lot of times these are not easy to see. So if you have a hard time at home, it's okay, that's normal. And again, some of these patterns don't break out. As you can see, here's the head and shoulders right here that does not break out, okay? And that's normal. They don't always break out. They don't have to. That's just how it goes. And also, I want to show you this, since I'm seeing it right now and I'm on it. Right here, again, here's more consolidation. It's staying in the neutral area. That's your RSI right there in the neutral area. And then here's how it looks up here in the chart pattern. You basically see that right there. You have the invisible ceiling, invisible floor. You can call it resistance, support, but that's that. And then let's go over here, and then you'll notice that bang, it kind of just hold on, let me change this right there. Yeah, so here's NVIDIA. Yeah, and then right here, if you zoom in, zoom out of this, yes, this basically is pretty right here. Oh wait, let's zoom out of this. Right here, you're seeing here's another one. You can see how the head and shoulders forms right about here. Here's your head, left side, and right side. Again, it doesn't break out, but that's that. Okay, that's enough on those chart patterns. You get the idea. If you have questions, just send me a message and ask more, okay? But let's move on. Dun, dun, dun. Again, if you need to contact me, there's my WhatsApp right behind me. That's what that's for, etc. right there. And dun, dun, dun. Okay. Again, right now, there's not much price action. So looking at NVIDIA, the trade volume is down. Okay. And graphs like these. Trey, greetings and hello. Which graph are you asking about? Let me know. Right now, the volume is sitting here at 48.8 million, market cap at 4.2 trillion. Let's see. I'm kind of a numbers guy, so I just have a natural infinity for graphs and numbers, by the way. But yeah, are there any graphs in particular that you enjoy, or you're asking because you don't like it? Trey, this is breaking down the news and the headlines from the U.S. markets and looking at some of the companies. This is not a sales channel; it's an educational channel. So if you have questions or comments, feel free to ask. We're not here to sell you anything, but or if there's certain particular types of patterns or types of charts that you're wanting to know more about, you can always also contact me directly on my WhatsApp, and you can get more information that way. I don't know anything about anything. Well, I love the honesty. Don't worry. Everybody starts out that way. For example, if you don't know anything about anything, just hit me up and send me a WhatsApp and say, hey, you saw the charts and the graphs I was doing, and you can ask me for chart patterns, ask me for information about the indicators or whatever is most interesting to you, and I can get back with you about that. So yeah, and keep enjoying the show. Yeah. Here's the quarterly. Here's NVIDIA. Dun dun dun. Also, does entry control points here in military base. It won most of the contracts. So if Iran goes on. Oh, Studio Flew. Yes, thank you for that information. I didn't know that. And I'm sure the audience appreciates that information as well. Good, thanks for sharing that. There's always the flip side of everything, right? There are some things that are doing well right now, and obviously some things that are doing very, very poorly right now. So again, as you just pointed out, unfortunately, if the conflict does carry on, we hope it doesn't, but if it does, then, obviously there are going to be some sectors that do well. And if it stops, some sectors will improve and other sectors will go down. That's just, again, there's always a flip side of the coin. But yeah, thanks for the information. Okay, NVIDIA Q4, Q3, Q2, all positive earnings on the last 3 quarters right there. Annually, the same thing. User 2256, greetings and welcome. Fox, hello. Everything U.S. markets and U.S. headlines. If you have a question about a ticker or any of the earnings or indicators, feel free to ask. And if you're shy, I understand that. If you're shy, you can also contact me directly on my WhatsApp. That's what that's for. If you have a question or a comment right there. So annually, 2025, 2024, and 2023 also annually for the year beat earnings expectations. Now, how did that stack up? How did it correlate with the revenue, the gross profit, and net income? Right there, all 3 years, actually this correlates pretty well. The earnings reports were positive, and so is the revenue, the profit, and the income. So cheers to you, NVIDIA. Looking good right now. Now, what's another one I'm going to talk about here is hold on. For example, there's a European fintech firm called Revolut that plans to have 40% of its global workforce based in India by 2026. Revolut is not a publicly traded company, but it does have a $75 billion valuation, and it's one of Europe's leading fintech companies. But here's the thing. They have 12,000 people globally in their workforce, and by 2026, they're going to have 40% of the global workforce in India. So almost half their workforce is going to be in India. Yeah, I thought that was interesting. Also, why is India also getting more and more important? Because Google also is important for India because it's crucial since most smartphones in the country run on Android. So even as Apple's share is growing in India, in October, Google said it's going to invest $15 billion over 5 years to set up AI data centers in India's southernmost state, Andhra Pradesh, its biggest ever investment in the world's most populous nation. Again, that's Google talking about investing $15 billion over 5 years in India, in their southernmost state, the biggest investment in India thus far. Yeah, interesting. And let's see, HTGC is my dividends. It's going through a class action. Oh, HTGC. Let me take a look here. Let's see. Hercules Capital. Okay, thanks for sharing that. Let's take a look at it. Why not? Okay. Give us for those of us who are not up to speed on that. Feel free to share your thoughts about the lawsuit, if you can, if it's okay. If you want to share that, go ahead. I'm sure some of our listeners and watchers would also be interested in that. So, as you like, you're welcome to. And right now, okay, we're looking at Hercules Capital. Okay, it's a business development company focused on venture lending capital backed companies in the technology and life science industries. It was founded in 2003 and headquartered in California. Okay. Gigi, welcome. And right now, Mark, hello. And all right, let's do this right now. Bum, bum, bum. Wait, hold on. Yeah, okay. Right here, I can see, you can see it went way oversold for almost, what is this, done for a while here, February 4th to, yeah, almost a month here. It was way oversold, went all the way down to 21. That's why I say the RSI is just a guide. It can go way oversold or way overbought for a long time before ever market correcting. And now you can see right here, it's back up to 40, which is getting closer to neutral. And let me bring this chart pattern down here, adjust this a little bit. Hold on 1 second here. Okay, yes, as you can see, it's, look at the RSI, look at the chart pattern, very, very similar right there. There's some consolidation going on. Let's see. Got it. DNK, send me a message about that and I'll get more information on that, okay? My WhatsApp number is right behind me. I'll get you some information on that. And can you describe that? I'm not sure what you mean. Describe. You mean I asked you if you could share more about the class action lawsuit, about what the company's going through. I don't quite understand the question. Okay, and then here, let me share. Okay, let me get some chart patterns here on this. Let's see, right here. Yeah, here we go. Basically right here, looking like a double bottom. You see the right there, right here. Here's the neckline, and then the sellers lose momentum and the buyers take over right there. So there's your double bottom, and then right here, oversell. Okay. Here's one right here. Again, you gotta be creative to find this stuff. It's not easy sometimes. Here's your head, left shoulder, right shoulder. Here's your neckline, and then here's your breakout right there. And let's see, right here. Oh yeah, for example, again, here's your reverse head and shoulders that kind of keep Here's your reverse head, left shoulder, right shoulder to make the chart pattern move up. Potential securities fraud, specifically regarding deal sourcing portfolio. Oh, it's interesting you mentioned the securities fraud studio. I'm glad you mentioned that. Let me, where's the other one I was talking? Oh yeah, okay. You remind me, because I have one of the stories in the headlines is also about, you may have heard about, since you're in the tech sector, SMCI, Supermicro. Where is that one? Right here. You just reminded me of that. Supermicro is being sued by its shareholders over the China-related criminal case against accusing it. Okay, for example, they're accusing their shareholders are suing Supermicro, accusing it of securities fraud by concealing its dependence on the sales to China that violated export laws, leading to criminal smuggling, and the shares sank 20% March 20th. So interesting that you said that. You reminded me of that. Let me show you. Let's see. This is. Let's go here to SMCI. SMCI right here. Let's see right here. Yeah. Let me adjust this. Bring this up right here. Okay, and then right here. Okay, adjust this and bring this. Here's SMCI. Yeah, right here. Bring this out. Adjust this. Okay, now right here. This make sure I got the right date. Yeah, March 20th. Right here. Here's your drop right there. Not used to my stocks getting. Yeah, I get you. Sorry, I'm not laughing at you. I'm just laughing at how you worded the comment. Yeah, I know what you mean. Here's another one though. SMCI getting they're actually getting sued for securities fraud as well by their shareholders. Yeah, thought that was interesting too. Earlier with multiple Indian states to open. Anyway, but that was on March 20th. And it's, again, that was because they were selling to China and they violated the export laws, leading to criminal smuggling, basically. Yeah. And then here's yours, Hercules Capital. Okay, let's go back here. Hercules Capital. Okay. again, if you want more information about these chart patterns or etc., feel free to ask. Feel free to send me a message. That's why I put my WhatsApp there. You can contact me about it if you want. Let's go on here. Let's see. Right now, volume is at 391,000. Market cap is at 2.63 billion. Let's go here to some of the quarterly. Q4 lost 2,000. I am going to keep it as I think it. Yeah, I get you. I appreciate the insights on that. Hercules Q4 missed it by a hair. Q3 beat it. Q2 beat it. So okay, and then annually, 2025 just missed it by a hair. 2024 also just barely missed it. So 2023, last 3 years, 2023 was the only year that beat earnings expectations. And again, that doesn't tell you everything, but it just tells you that it didn't quite beat what Wall Street had expected. Let's go here to profits, revenues. So 2023 beat it, and interesting on this. So net income 2023 was positive, so was 2025. Net income in 2024 was negative. Revenue in 2023 was positive. 2025 was also positive. 2024 was negative. Interesting. And if you're curious about the other lawsuit with Supermicro, okay, let me break as you can see right here, the RSI also reflects that 20% drop right there from Supermicro. And if we go, let's see. Here we are, Supermicro. Again, some of these chart patterns are just interesting. Here's your left shoulder, your right shoulder, and then there's your breakout. Right there. And then again, alter the chart, change the timing, zoom in, zoom out, and again you can see right there. Here's your head, left shoulder, right shoulder. Let me get this bar chart out of the way. There's that. Okay. Again, we can do charts all day long. Yes, they're fun, but let's move on. And again, Supermicro right now also very little trade action because there's very little price action right there. Greetings. Julie, greetings and welcome. Right now, volume for Supermicro is at 17.9 million, and market cap is at 13.4. And right here, earnings wise, quarterly, Supermicro Q2 beat it by far. Q1 missed it. Q4 missed it. Annually though, how did it do? 2025 missed it. 24 missed it. 23 beat it. So okay, for Supermicro, 2023 was the only year that beat earnings expectations. Let's see how that correlates here. 2023, yes, 2023. This one does correlate. Had a good earnings report and good revenue, profit, and income, as you can see. Interestingly, 2024. You can see 2024 missed the earnings expectations, but still had a very good revenue, profit, and income overall. So again, you just got to check all the time. Ruby, hello, welcome. We're doing everything U.S. markets and U.S. headlines. Again, not a sales channel, it's an educational channel and a fun one. So if you have anything you'd like to ask or just a fun comment, feel free to let us know. And if you have a question or something that you want to ask privately, not in the stream, you can always contact me on my WhatsApp there. So let's go on. That's Supermicro. Let's go on to Uber, because Uber is also in the news. They are, here's one. Uber is partnering up with Pony and Vern in Europe. Actually, they're spreading. Let's see, Google Chrome. You look like Michael Keaton from this. Okay. I'll take it. Good vibes, Google Chrome. So there's Uber, Pony, and Vern right there. Vern is actually a Croatian company, and they're expanding not only into Europe, but also Croatia as well. And they're going to be doing day-to-day operations in Europe. And Vern is the company that will serve the fleet and the owner and manage the day-to-day operations. But yeah, it's the first to roll out the commercial robotaxi service in Europe. Operations set to start in Croatia, in the capital of Croatia. So there's Uber going everywhere. Let's take a look at Uber. Bum, bum, bum. Let's see. If you are a fan of Uber, or if you're a fan, has anyone ever had a ride in the robo-taxis yet? If you've had a ride in the robo-taxis yet, let me know. Put a smiley face in the comments if you have. And if you did you enjoy the robo-taxis? Any thoughts on that? Raj, greetings and welcome. Let's see. And if anybody else has comments about the metals or the miners, feel free. I'm always very interested in that. You can always share your thoughts about that. So let's go right here. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. Uber Technologies. Bring this down. Okay. And first thing I noticed about Uber right here is their RSI. Dun, dun, dun. Very, very neutral, sitting here, as you can see, 57 and down to 40, still pretty neutral. Nazarene, greetings and welcome. Talking everything U.S. markets. If you have a ticker or something, you have a question, let me know. Look at the MACD. The MACD also sits very neutral like that, running parallel. I got, oh yes, ARM. That's another one I was going to talk about. Oh, thank you, Studio Fire, for the heads up on that. I've got that right here. Okay, yeah, that might be more interesting to some people. Where is my ARM? Oh, I had it right here. ARM, yeah, right here. I got that too. Thanks for reminding me. ARM jumps up 15% as the company expects the revenue windfall from new chips. Like, yeah, where was that? That actually, I had that in my notes, I think, because yesterday they also jumped up. 1 second. Done. As you can see, I take tons of notes every day. ARM. Where did I put it there? Okay. Oh, here it is. Yeah. So ARM, to sell is going to start selling its own chips, and they're eyeing a sales goal of 15 billion. And what is it? They made their name by licensing technology to semiconductor makers, but now they're going to start making their own chips, and they expect to generate 15 billion over the next 5 years. And one of their biggest clients right now is Meta. It's their first major customer. ARM shares went up, what was it, 8%, and now it's up 15%. And they're up 23% for the year, I believe. And let's see, but yeah. The first major customers are Meta, OpenFire, Cloudflare, etc. 15%. Good stuff. Like the African. Oh, okay, sorry, I didn't know how to pronounce it. I kept mumbling it because I was like, I don't know how to say it. But Studio Fufu, great, thank you. All right, rock and roll. Thanks for the nice dialogue, and thanks for the reminder about this one. Yes, here, let's take a look at ARM then. ARM right here. Okay, erase this. One sec. Grab some water. Okay, here we go. Dun dun dun. ARM. All right, ARM Holdings right here. Come on, load. Okay, there we go. Bring this one down right here. Dun dun dun. And right here we go. Hey. Kiev, greetings and welcome to the channel. Everything U.S. markets and headlines. If you have a question about a ticker or a question about something, let me know. Or just enjoy the show. Here we go. So right here, yes, you can see the RSI, bang. Man, it's jumping right up here to 77. Look at this, and here's the chart. And the first thing I noticed right here about this chart, here's your double bottom right there. The double bottom, boom, it does what it's supposed to do. It bumps the chart up. Yes. Let's see. DNK, what's your question about, for example, do you have a specific one in mind? If you do, you can also send me a message about that. Let me go right here. Is there a specific one that you have a question about? Let me know. And here we go. ARM Holdings right here. Yeah, nice. Interestingly, you see how, again, when there's more price, when there's more price action right there, you have more trade volume right there. The price action, the trade volume right there. And done. Here we go. Again, zoom in, zoom out, and you'll see these patterns better. Here's your, right here, double bottom, bang. And the double bottom, as you can see, it doesn't, for example, here's your neckline on the double bottom, where they meet in the middle, that's the neckline, and then it doesn't break out the neckline much, just a little bit. But yeah, there's the breakout point. And then here, arm holdings, again, zoom this out a little bit and you'll be able to see, again, these head and shoulders are, their necklines are interesting, I'll just say it like that. But there's that, and then you can see the breakout, and it goes down like it's supposed to. Yeah, there's arm. So for the person, okay, good. Actually, I'm just about done here. DNK, send me a message and I'll respond right back to you. I'm just about done here, but send me a message and I'll get back to you. Yeah, good. Yes, let me know. There's my contact right there, and I'll get some information back to you. I'm just about done. That's all. Here we go. I'm just finishing up here with arm holdings, and then the show is almost over. So again, here's a quick chart pattern: the reverse head, left shoulder, right shoulder, and then it breaks out and goes up, as you can see that. Here we go, right there. Okay, and let's see. Thanks for asking about, or thanks for mentioning ARM, and congratulations on doing well with that. And let's go right over here. Yeah, they just jumped up, as you can see. Now, right now the volume is at 8.3 million. Market cap is at 166 billion, and earnings right here. Dun dun dun. Quarterly, all quarters beat the earnings expectations except for Q1. And it equaled it annually for ARM. 2024 and 2023 beat expectations. And going here, 2024 and 2023. 2024 was good for revenue, profit, and income. However, 2023, even though 2023 had a very good, 2023 it beat the earnings expectations. However, again, 2023 had negative operating income and negative pre-tax income, and also negative net income. So again, just because the earnings are great doesn't mean your net income is going to be great. I sold metal last year on its peak, about it in the week. Got it. Yeah, Studio Fufu. Thanks again. I appreciate the insights. Yeah, and having said that, I'm just about to wrap up. So thank you all for your questions and comments. Again, DSK, I don't mean to ignore you or put you off. I'm sorry, but I'll be able to get back to you. Just send me a message, okay? And dun. Yeah.